And finally, let's talk about Van Cleef & Arpels, who got us used to some rather poetic timepieces of the years. And again, they did not deceive us with probably one of the most nicest and an interesting watch on display at this edition of the SIHH. This watch is the Lady Arpels Papillon Automate, and we know that the brand likes butterflies and other nice little insects. And this time they actually brought to life a charming little butterfly inside the watch. You will find a small hour and minute indication at 2 o'clock, but it's the animation which is really quite something. But before talking about it, I just wanted to add that it's also naturally a fine display of artistic craftsmanship with, for instance, something I had not seen before, with this curved plique à jour enamel giving a further sense of 3D within the dial. So let's now talk about the real fun stuff, because this butterfly flaps its wing, but it does so erratically throughout the hour, and that's really the nice touch to this Automata watch. It doesn't do so every 5 minutes, but erratically 19 times per hour. How cool is that? Well, in addition to that, the wearer can activate this function whenever she wants. Yes, this is a feminine piece. By pressing a push button, but the cool part doesn't stop there. This watch holds 2 barrels, one for the time and one for the Automata. Okay, everything's still pretty straightforward. But depending on the wearer's activity, meaning if you're moving and gesticulating a lot, like me for instance, then the Automata will perform its little trick more often than the 19 times I mentioned before, and up to 40 to 50 times per hour. It will do so because it has more energy charging up the barrel, but despite this, the flaps of the wings will remain constant and not become too crazy as it's all fueled up. And the last nice little thing, this automata function works a little bit like a power reserve indicator, meaning that when the energy is real low, then the butterfly will flap less time than the 19 times. And if you wind up your watch, the butterfly will constantly flap during this operation and will stop when it's fully charged. Well, wasn't that cool? And this watch, well, it's a numbered edition, so not limited, and part of the collection. I don't know the price, didn't even want to ask, just didn't want to spoil the magic. And at the very end, with Van Cleef & Arpels, they presented a much bigger Automata, the Automate Fée Ondine, with its wonderful animated fairy and water lily sitting on undulating water. This is incredible object showcasing so many different crafts. And it's just a pure pleasure to look at. Years in the making, but the result is spectacular, poetic, wonderful. And yes, it also gives time with this cute little love bug found at the bottom of this incredible Automata. Well, this is it for our coverage of the SIHH. I know that there were still a few brands that we didn't talk about from the Carré des Horlogers, such as the very original Belgium Renaissance, who came with a more elegant version of their super original watch. We didn't talk about Kari Voutilainen, that we love so much, or Laurent Ferrier, but we really did our best, and the idea of this A to Z came while we were at the SIHH, reason why we unfortunately didn't have all our own image to cover this great event in this A to Z. But this SIHH will not be totally over for us, as in our next prime time I will come back with some kind of analysis and opinion about what we saw. And if you want to share anything with us by then, well, just keep commenting, we love it. So see you real soon. Thanks for your time.